So I may be a little slow because you know Hawaii, it's things a little slower there. So please forgive me. So I want to welcome you to the Rotary Club of Pleasanton, the world's greatest Rotary Club.
How about that, Herb? That meets on Thursday.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. This meeting is being recorded, so I wanted to let you know that. So please keep your comments professional. A warm welcome to our visitors and also our visiting Rotarians. We have a few here today. And if you want to learn more about our club, please see Ricky Walters. I don't see Steve McCoy here or myself. And I want to also thank our greeter, John Patton, who's Julio, our greeter. John Patton was our attendance taker. And then Kathleen is stepped up to be our treasurer today. So thank you, Kathleen. Of course, it goes without mentioned, Ricky Walters, our Ricky Waters, Walters, I always want to call him Waters, the running back, and for all he does for technology, and Kathy Alameda that keeps everything running back there. She's amazing. So thank you. So let's start with the pledge. Bob, would you mind starting us out?
Join me in pledging our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Bob 1 and Bob 2. Please be seated. Thank you so much. We're going to now pause recording. And for those of you that are fairly new to our club, we like to spread the mic out. So everyone's fun today. So that's why they showed up. So anyway, resume recording. So we're going to show a quick little video on Rotary International that Ricky and I like because it's only about a minute long. So Ricky, hit the tape, please.
Hi, I'm Andrew, and I'm a member of Rotary, and we're here to figure out if people actually know what Rotary is. Tell me, what is Rotary?
A rotary phone?
No.
Chicken.
It's not a rotary phone or a rotisserie chicken.
Tell me, what is Rotary?
Is it when you get a document stamp?
You've been rotarized.
So let me ask you this. What do you think of when you hear Rotary?
Well, I'll tell you what I think. You go and you all over, and then your toilet gets clogged, so then you have to call the rooter guy.
Do you know what Rotary is?
Is it like a club?
Yes, it's like a club. Do you know what kind of club?
I picture a bunch of old stuffy men sitting around smoking cigars, drinking scotch.
They're better for you.
That's
now
North
let's ask
Rotary's
actual
meeting.
Rotarian what Rotary truly is.
When I first moved to the area, I didn't know a lot of people, and I didn't have many friends. But then, when I joined Rotary, I gained friends, a community, and even a family.
To me, Rotary is about being part of our community. Rotary has contributed over $500,000 to places like our local zoo.
It's things like this playground. There was nothing here before. And now it's something everyone can enjoy.
My favorite part of Rotary is learning something new every week, straight from the top leaders in our community. I go to Rotary feeling stressed out from work and leave feeling energized and empowered.
Rotary's about impact on a local, national, and global scale. Like this ballpark for children with special needs. And helping new Americans learn English in this classroom. Oh yeah, and did I mention that Rotary's working around the world on thousands of projects, such as eradicating polio and providing clean drinking water for millions of people. Rotary is where friends, neighbors, and problem solvers share ideas, join leaders, and take action to create lasting change.
Go Rotary!
Awesome. Thank you so much. Wasn't that interesting seeing North Rotary's meetings with the cigars? You know, those guys, they're something else. All right, moving along. I'm pleased to introduce Richard Wilkinson that will be giving our inspiration today. Give it up for Richard.
Thank you, Steve. So I'm here to inspire you today, Ricky. Gotta get Ricky going first. So I'm here to inspire you today about being an entrepreneur. And that's because I've been an entrepreneur for 30 years. And I know a lot of Rotarians are entrepreneurs. And so those of you that are not entrepreneurs, hopefully you'll learn a little bit about what makes us tick. Now I can look at this chart and I can laugh. But there's times where I couldn't laugh because on those downward trends, that was me. Being an entrepreneur is very difficult. There are ups and downs. And I've learned 4 ways to keep myself inspired and motivated. The first one is just that initial passion I had for why I started my business. That fire that burns within you for why did you start your business in the first place? When that doesn't work, I go to my second one, which is my family. Making sure that my wife and children have what they need is just extremely important and motivational. The third thing, when that doesn't work, is I think about paying the bills. Ricky, paying the bills. So, no, Ricky, not that bill, the next bill. Ricky, they did not even make it into the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Chiefs beat him.
Yeah.
Okay, President Steve says to be professional. Remember he said that? Ricky, be professional, okay? All right, those are the bills I'm talking about. So when you're an entrepreneur, paying bills is something that helps keep you motivated. But when that fails, my final backstop when everything has failed is I go to motivational quotes and pictures. Now, if any of you have heard of a company called Successories, no hands, nobody knows Successories? Oh yeah, there we go. It must be the entrepreneurs in the room. So in the 90s, this company started posters with these grand images, these great sayings, and this was one of my favorite. Dare to soar. I mean, come on, doesn't that get everybody excited? Dare to soar. I mean, think about it. I'm running my own business. I'm going to dare to soar. And it was so great for me that I actually got a tattoo. You guys want to see it?
Yeah.
Even professional.
All right, well, I guess it's a PG meeting, so there'll be none of that. But, you know, for years I would pay for Successories, and then I decided, well, it's getting expensive, so let me just print them out. And so I started finding lots of different motivational quotes, imagery for the positive days and the negative days. And Gary, I need to bring this to your attention. This is the wall in my office. I'm really hoping you won't take that out of my security deposit. Good? Good? Okay. So after a while, I started spending too much money on ink, so I switched over to putting them on my monitors. So I have a dual monitor setup. So these are the 2 inspirational things I want to mention to you today. Next one, Ricky. Too far, back a little. There you go. So yes, while I would love a new car, the reason I have this one is to remind me that sales is important. No small business is going to survive unless they have revenue. And so instead of miles per hour or your gas meter, this is sales per day, how much revenue you're bringing in. And so it's just a great reminder for me to keep the revenue coming in. Now, the second one here is all about innovation. If your small business is not innovating, you're going to die. And so it's about ideas. Entrepreneurs have lots of ideas, sometimes way too many. So it really is about making ideas happen. And so what I've done, I actually got this saying from a book, and the book helped me tremendously. I had an idea to rebrand my business, and it sat in my head for 10 years. When I finally had the courage and read the book about how to make ideas happen, it reinvigorated my business. And going back to the other idea of the car dashboard, ideas are either going to make you money or not. And if they don't make you money, switch to the next idea. And finally, I'd like to ask all of you to go out and dare to soar. Thank you.
For sure. Awesome. We're all going to be soaring today from that inspiration, so appreciate it. Now I'd like to allow us to introduce our visiting Rotarians. I know we have at least two here. Why don't we start with Randy Brown is introducing someone important.
He's only a North Rotarian, so I mean.
Well, he's a future district governor.
Presidents, fellow Rotarians and guests, I'd like to introduce our future governor, district governor-elect Herb Ritter from the classification of retired electrical sales, Rotary North. I'm sorry about that part.
2025.
Yeah, 2025.
Welcome, Herb. Great to have you. Awesome. And at this table, who's going to introduce Bob number 1? Bob number 2?
Oh.
Okay.
In the classification of electrical contractor.
Bob's up now. Welcome back, Bob.
That was really good, Bob.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys really pulled one off last Thursday. Usually I can find you by a lot of investigations, but and you were so closely guarded. I don't know where you went last Thursday.
It worked.
Well, it finally worked, Bob. You know.
Hey, Bob, which Thursday is that? The third?
Yeah, it was the third.
Oh, yeah.
And you were thirsty, yes, and you were, yeah. Well, hopefully you'll make the next one. We'll try not to make it so difficult. Are there any guests of Rotarians here this afternoon that would like to be introduced? Over here. All right, there we go. Great, Grace.
Hello, everybody. This is my guest, Alexis. She and her family moved from the South Bay during the pandemic, and she's learning about Rotary and what we do.
Welcome. We're glad to have you here. Next, we want to introduce any Zoomer. Oh, wow, we got quite a few up here, don't we? Oh, let's start with Anshu. Welcome, Anshu.
Hi, good afternoon, Rotarians.
Good to see you. Okay, and next is Steve McCoy Thompson.
Great to see you all.
Great.
Good dialogue.
And next is Jake Krakauer. Jake, how you feeling? You recovering okay?
Doing okay. Should I do my update now or?
Yeah, please do it now. Yes, that'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah, just a personal note, Ricky, if you wouldn't mind, turn off the recording for a second.
1 second, yeah.
March 9th, it'll be in the morning, sleep in heavenly peace. And so look forward to that event. I'll be contacting you to see if you're available to help us with that day, and hope we can join us then. Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Jake. Glad you're doing well. Next, I see Julia Lewis. Julie Lewis, there she is.
Hi, everyone. I'm still actually recovering from my little brush with COVID. And protecting everybody by not going places. But at any rate, I've made good progress. But I also have a quick announcement, if it's okay. It's a Rotary situation. So when Don passed away, some people in the club made donations to the Don Lewis Say Yes to Music grant, which is going through our Rotary Foundation. And we're doing this in partnership with Pleasanton Cultural Arts Council, PCAC, and it's going to be a grant that high school students can apply to for their music path and what they're doing with music. So at any rate, it will be going up on the PCAC website soon. They'll be accepting applications. And I will send out an email blast to all of you with all the information. If you know of people, young adults or high school students that might be, that this grant might work for because they are on a pathway for music, then please be sure to pass this information on to them. And we will present the award March 17th with PCAC awards, but also we will present it when we present our spring scholarships at the student school. So very excited about that.
That's awesome, Julie. Thank you. I hope you get better soon. We see you in person. And Rena, hello, Rena.
Hello, everyone. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hello, hello. So can I take a minute to talk about the career month?
Sure,
school
just a minute. We've got lots to talk
Yeah.
about today. Thank you.
Sure, sure. So some of you know that I'm not only just part of the youth chair for Rotary, but I also help with the Pleasanton School District, which is their career technical education program. And February is a career month for them. And we are inviting experts in the industry who are running their own business or in that career that they have. We are about 10 careers, which we are going to send as a flyer. In case if you want to share your advice, how you took your career path and share your secret sauce with the students, we would welcome to have you. So Bill, if you can send it through the club runner, the flyer, and that's pretty much it.
Great. Thank you,
And
Rena.
this is with the junior achievement, by the way, junior achievement of Rotary as well, and PUSD, ROP, a lot of people coming together.
Great, thank you so much. Good, I think that's it, right? Am I missing anybody? Thank you all for Zooming with us today. Good, I'm moving along. I wanted to bring up Bill Evans. He's got a few things he wants to update us on the foundation and one of the committees. So give it up for Bill. Go Niners.
Okay, thank you. The first announcement is pretty quick. So most of you probably know we have a community grants program. Our application window is open right now. It closes on January 31st. We have 4 people on a subcommittee that will be reviewing those grant applications and making a recommendation to the foundation board for what we should allocate to whom and how much. If anybody who is in the club would like to join that subcommittee in reviewing those applications, come see me after the meeting and we'll include you in that process. Steve asked me to spend just 2 minutes or as quick as I can to talk about what we're going to do for our allocations for the current cycle. So without getting too deep in the weeds about something, we call our corpus, our investment account, we call it a corpus. So whatever is above 4% above what it was the prior year, the foundation board can allocate to whatever causes that the foundation supports. Our amount above our 4% watermark was $20,974. Additionally, our policies and procedures say that we take 100% of the proceeds of the Spirit Run and the poker event, and we apply that as well. Our Spirit Run netted $51,021, and our poker event netted $21,737. That's a total of $93,000 for those 3 numbers. We are now paying for bookkeeping and accounting services that we used to get pro bono. So we need to take about $10,000 from the amount over the watermark and move that to our foundation operating account. The members of this club have been really good about giving to wheelchairs and WASH and different causes that we have within our club, scholarships. But people usually don't give money and say, give it to the foundation and let the foundation trustees choose what to do with that money. So because of that, we don't really have an operating account balance. So we had to create one. So at this last meeting, we moved $10,000. So with that in mind, that leaves $83,732 worth of allocations that we're awarding. The foundation board decided 50% for scholarships, or that's in our policies and procedures, 25% to community grants, 12.5% to wheelchairs, and 12.5% to WASH. So those dollar amounts are $41,870 to scholarships, $20,900 to community grants, and $10,460 each to wheelchairs and WASH. And that does not include what we call DAF or donor advised funds. That means when Mike Osterman writes a check and says, I want to give $1,000 to wheelchairs, that's a donor advised fund. It doesn't. So we're going to have additional monies above those numbers that I just gave you. I don't have them to share with you today. Typically, they're about $8,000, something like that. And if anybody has a quick question, I'll answer it. Otherwise, I'm gonna give it back to President Steve. That's it.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Good job, Bill.
Give Bill a big round of applause and the whole foundation board. Behind the scenes, they're doing great work. And Audrey, I'd also like to call you out for stepping up to take over the financial part of the foundation. It's critical, so we really appreciate you doing that very much. So thank you. Good. Excuse me. So next, I'd like to bring up Ricky. He's going to introduce some folks that this is the best part of our club meeting, some new members. So Ricky, I'm handing it over to you.
I'm going to introduce 3 new members to our club today, and we're going to bring up one at a time just because of space. So could I have, let's have Roger please come up. On this side, sir, if you don't mind.
Somebody you can look up to.
Yeah. Exactly. So first of all, Roger, after you see me, go back and see Kathy, and this goes true for our other 2 guys coming up. We're gonna give you a shirt that looks like my shirt, and you pick the color and the size. If we don't have it, I'll order it for you, but that's our first gift for coming on our game show today. All right, we wanna welcome Roger. There's your certificate of membership, sir. We have a 4-way test coin in here. We've got a pin, the rotary pin that you get to wear and put on, and Bill, your sponsor, should bring you up here. Pin him, come on, man. Anyway, what I want to do is ask him a couple questions so you get to know him just a little bit, and we'll do this for the other 2 guys as well. So first of all, Roger, tell us a little bit about your family and family background.
So I grew up in Newark. My mother's side of the family was in Fremont since the 1840s. So we've been around here a long time. And I moved to Pleasanton in 1996. So I have 3 daughters. I recently had my son pass away last year. One daughter lives in Pleasanton. She works at a title company. Another daughter lives in, 2 other daughters live in Livermore. One's in school, the other is a Pleasanton police officer, detective. Very proud of all my kids.
Technically, tell us about your vocation and that.
So I was a general contractor for my career for many years. My father started the business in the 60s. I stayed with it and closed in 2018. I'm a real estate investor, so I'm semi-retired, but I manage real estate that I've acquired.
Awesome. What's your hobbies and interests?
I have a few old cars. So I just flew in this morning from Phoenix. I was out at the auto auctions out there. I didn't buy anything, fortunately.
Did you see Sammy Hagar's car?
I did, yes, yeah, sure did. So I love old cars. I have goats at my house here in Pleasanton. I have a little bit of land, and I have goats. We've had llamas, we've had miniature horses. We had a family ranch, and we raised cattle and bison. So I love farm animals, that type of thing.
Awesome. Something you don't mind sharing with the club about yourself that we may not, well, everything we don't know, but something funny or interesting.
Oh, and also I didn't mention, I've been with my partner. His name is Jeffrey. We've been together almost 20 years now. So forgot to mention him. I'd get in trouble.
Okay.
Something about me. I am known to my friends and family as the guy that talks too much, but when I get a microphone in my hand, I really want to be quiet.
You're almost there. One last thing to tell us, and what area of service do you want to start in Rotary?
I'd like to start out by hopping on the committee for the poker tournament. I was there last year and it was really fun. And we'll see what the future will bring, but more things too. So.
And I know this guy and Bill Evans are like best friends, so that's another good reason to get to know him.
Yep. Bill's my children's godfather, and his wife Linda, godmother, of course, and they're our closest friends. So
awesome. Thank you so much. Welcome to our club. Richard, since you're right there, come on up, Richard. Same questions. I'm going to give you the microphone.
So a little bit about myself and family. I have 3 grown children.
One lives here in Pleasanton with me, a daughter who's a school teacher in Placerville, California. Her husband's a police officer in Sacramento. And I have a son who lives up in Canada as an exploration geologist for copper mining. I was married for close to 43 years when my late wife passed away a couple of years ago. I retired from Lockheed Martin right after that. And so recently have been looking, how can I give back to the community? And so that's a little bit about life and family. I have family in New Mexico, Texas, and other places, but they're cousins, so they don't matter if they're in Texas. So hobbies and interests, I have a motorcycle, like to ride my motorcycle, water ski boat, like scuba dive, some of those sports types interests. I spend as much time as I can with my granddaughters up in Folsom when I get the chance. And so those are right now family and little sports activities. So maybe funny or interesting. Since I scuba dive a few years ago, I put on some weight, couldn't get into my wetsuit. So I thought, you know what, Dawn dish soap is really smooth. I'll put some Dawn dish soap in there. Didn't realize that Dawn dish soap creates lots of bubbles. So I'm under the water scuba diving with some buddies, and they said you could see me from afar.
What area of service do you want to get involved?
So there's two areas. The community service one is one. I have a pet passion with Red Cross and Red Cross blood donations, and I'd like to try to encourage more people to get into that. And so part of that activity, I like to do that. And the wheelchair committee sounds very interesting to me on how wheelchairs can be used to help many people, and the fact that it's not just the receiver of the wheelchair, it's their family that really gets some benefit from that. And that's an important thing. So those are the highlights.
Please.
What's his name again? I missed it.
Richard Mankins. Please.
Talk to me about wheelchair.
That's Larry. Whether you want to or not, you'll have to get to know him in the club.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're sorry in advance. Please welcome Richard Mankins. And Lloyd, come on up, Lloyd. You have a badge in there, a red badge, so please take that out and wear that proudly when you're at the Rotary meetings from now on, you gentlemen. All right, same questions.
You have to help me. So I was married for about 20 years, but I'm now married to my wife, Deborah, who is from Danville. We live right here in Pleasanton. Actually, it'll be 9 years this coming June, but I have two grown kids. My 27-year-old daughter and her fiance live in Providence, Rhode Island. Thanks for throwing that one on, Dad. She went from Lake Forest, so now I have to fly. And she is already an EMT firefighter, and now she's going back to be paramedic school. And my son has been living in Indiana. He's 26 with my grandson, Emery, who is 4, and he works in a materials handling kind of business back in Indiana, which is where I'm basically from. We're known as Great Lakers, so my dad's whole side was literally living on Lake Michigan, Lake Superior. They would sail all the time up and down there. So I moved out here 11 years ago. Started in Livermore. 2 years later, I came to P-Town and not going to leave.
What's this about right here?
The steer part, that's how you remember me, Lloyd Steer. Yeah, so I'm not from Texas, I'm from Indiana, but I sell real estate. I was messing around with a logo one day and I thought, that's pretty cool and I can do this and people will remember my name.
Hobbies and interests.
Hobbies and interests, let's see. Love riding a Harley around, do a lot of trips up and down the coast, all that kind of good stuff. I'm in the gym whenever I can be. I had major shoulder surgery back in November, so they're going to clear me to start going back in February. So the wetsuit guy, yeah, I feel your pain with the poundage. Also wine tasting, all that kind of stuff. I also play in a band called the Honky Tonk Heroes. If you've seen us up and down Pleasanton, Livermore, some of the wineries, we're doing that. We're doing concert in the park this year on July 26th. And I just talked to the fair committee the other day to try and get a gig over at the Alameda County Fair. So you can see us there. I play guitar and I sing backup, but only with the band. No previews today. Something fun. I always tell those people, so when I was 18 years old, growing up in Indiana, we had this, the Three Rivers Festival. We have 3 rivers that convene in Fort Wayne. And so we have a festival and they had the waterbed slide. So basically this waterbed store built 100-foot long waterbed, filled it up, normal king size width, put it on a platform. And I didn't use Dawn because Dawn and water, even though they're good, what's better is STP oil treatment. I'm 18. I was just a white flash. I ran a 4.440 in high school. And I am the world record holder in the waterbed slide at 50 feet, 11 inches. So.
What area of service you want to get involved in?
There was two. There's more than that. I got to look at the committees like 2 seconds ago. So, I kind of like the youth one. I like helping our youth come through and learn from the mistakes that I've made. And there was,
Poker, maybe?
no, I will definitely help on that. It was right below the poker committee. That's with the youth, right? The scholarship one is with the youth.
See me about scholarship.
I was told not to talk to you.
You got that? You learn fast, man. Okay, everybody, please welcome Lloyd Sears, a new member to our club.
Well done, membership committee, and so great to have you guys be part of our club. I know you're gonna do a lot of good and also have fun, so that's important. So let's move along here and get to the program. Thank you for being patient. Brad, please introduce our speakers.
Thank you, President Steve. Today, we're fortunate to have a dynamic duo speaking. Jamie Ritton and Janine Rubino Brum. Jamie is a internist with the Adults for Disabilities with the Pleasanton Adult Career and Education, part of the school district. Most importantly, she's a graduate of Amador Valley High School. She loves working with people with disabilities and placing them in community jobs. Her co-speaker is Janine Rubino Brum. Janine, we got a master's in kinesiology. That's impressive. I got an A in kinesiology. I did.
That's impressive.
Yeah. Okay. Janine is well known for her community service work. She's been very active in Sunflower Hill. And if you see a red Jeep Wrangler with a soft top running around town and a lot of people honking and waving at it, it's because Janine is driving it. Please welcome Jamie. Which one's going to speak first? Janine.
Thanks, Brad. Oh, am I gonna use this? Okay, yes. My Jeep has a hard top, I think. And the license plate says Janine, so you'll know
Can you
it's
take
me.
it off ever?
I do. Yes.
That makes it a soft top.
Don't make it.
That makes it topless.
So Randy's making it weird.
That's why they're honking.
So Jamie and I love presenting our programs together. And we have now dubbed ourselves, we have a dog and pony show. So we purchased a dog and pony for all of our presentations from now on. Why not? Okay. Thank you, Ricky. So I'm going to talk about the workability program with Pleasanton Unified School District. I work with high school students at all three of our high schools that have an IEP, meaning they are in the special ed department. And when I say special ed and they have an IEP, an individual education program, that's a huge spectrum of students, from students on the autism spectrum to students that are neurotypical, but maybe they have dyslexia or something like that. So it's a large array of students. Okay, Ricky. Next slide, please. So I have lots of pictures of my students in action because we do place students in jobs in local businesses in Pleasanton with job coaches. I'll speak on that a little bit more later. But then these are two of our students working at Pet Supplies Plus, and they are taking dead fish out of the fish tanks. Somebody's got to do it, right? Because nobody's going to buy dead fish. Okay, Ricky. Okay, so what is workability? So we provide high school students in special education with experience and gainful employment, basically trying to help their transition into adult life once they leave the school district. Some of our students leave the school district when they graduate after senior year, and some of them get a certificate of completion and they go on to Village High School's transition program, and they're with the school district until they're 22. So we work on skills training. We place students in jobs when they always go to work with a job coach. I help students with resumes. I help them apply for jobs, their first job. We do mock interviews, help them get ready for their interviews. And I love this, this last quote, so I'm just gonna read it. With the support of family, school, and community, we can assist students in making a successful transition to employment, lifelong learning, and a quality of life. And I think that means so much in Pleasanton, because that's who we are, right? Family, school, and the community. That's what we all love about Pleasanton. Okay, Ricky? Here's one of our students who's graduated, David, and he's working at Safeway. Next slide. Okay, now I have a awesome video, very short video from one of my very favorite students, Joseph.
Hi, can you tell me what your name is? Just your first name, your school, and where you work.
I am Joseph. I am at Foothill High School, and I'm a senior, and I work at Walgreens.
Awesome. And what do you do at Walgreens, Joseph?
I restock food for those customers.
Fantastic. And how does your job make you feel about yourself?
It makes me feel happy, like I can feel firm, I can take on the world.
I love that. And what do you like about working?
What I like about working is earning money in the end, so that I can just spend it however I want or save it for future references.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Joseph.
Isn't that nice? I could take on the world. I just love that so much. Joseph is now.
Hi, can you?
He's graduated and he is going to Las Positas College and he works at Safeway. Okay, so what do we offer students? Just all the things I already said: job search, resume writing, cover letters, career. We go into all the classrooms, all the special ed classrooms, the beginning of the year at all 3 high schools. We do career assessments. Then we explore careers based on their results. And they look at what kind of education is needed for that career, what kind of school they need, where they could go to school, all kinds of things like that. They also we have students that are placed in work sites. I have about 45 students right now that are placed at work sites in the middle of their school day. They leave school, they go to work with a job coach, and then they come back to school. Gives them excellent experience for when they leave the school district. So there's always a coach there with them, and I give them, transition resources that I help the parents with for when they leave the school district. So one of our most coveted locations to work is the dairy. This was a really big get last year, and I saved that for seniors. They get to keep their tips, and they just do such a great job there. It takes them a little bit of time, but they make really good Frosties. They go walk into the cars, help up, they do the money, they do everything, and it's just been a tremendous work site for us. Okay. Eligibility requirements. Of course, all of our students have to be safe to go to a work site. They have to be at least 16 years old, understand safety skills. One of the most important things is they have to want to work. So when I have a student referred to me, I like to interview them first and make sure they want to work. And it's not their teacher that wants them to work or their parent. I really want motivated workers because I only have so many spots. And so I want students that want to work, get those spots. They have to have a good attendance record and a minimum GPA of 2.0 if they are students that get grades. Okay, Ricky? Here's one of our students, Marlo, and she is folding towels at Bay Club. Club Sport Bay Club has been with us for a very long time. Great work site. And so in order to select students, they are referred to me by teachers, case managers, and anybody on the IEP team. Also, sometimes we find students on our own when we're in the classroom doing career assessments. And a referral does not guarantee placement, but it's highly likely after I interview them and make sure they want to work. Priority of students being placed in jobs in the school day. First is all the students in the transition program. Those are the 18 to 22-year-olds at Village, then high school seniors. Then if I still have slots left, I can place some juniors. And here's one of our students working at Joanne Fabric. It's the only work site I have in Dublin, but the Dublin workability coordinator is totally okay with us coming into her territory for one location. We all talk to each other, so. Okay, Ricky? And what does workability provide to businesses? Well, you're gonna get a worker that is highly motivated and excited to be there, excited to go to work. They're always gonna have a job coach with them, which is the liaison. And they're always watching the students and making sure they're doing the tasks that business owners ask them to do. And they become employees of the Pleasanton School District, and they make minimum wage. And their wages are reimbursed by grants. I forgot to tell you that in the beginning. I'm grant funded by the California Department of Education and the Department of Rehabilitation. So the business owner is not paying for the work, is not having to supervise. It's just a win-win for everybody. Your fellow employees are so happy. Business owners tell me all the time, and you'll see this in an upcoming video, that the other employees love working with our students. Customers come in, they love seeing that you have our students at their business. And you can market that your business is supporting our students. Okay, I know a lot of you know this guy. So go ahead, Ricky.
Here we go.
Hi, Todd. Can you please introduce yourself and what you do?
Hi, my name is Todd Uticle. I own Sidetrack Bar and Grill here in downtown Pleasanton.
Wonderful, thank you. What do you like about having workability students at your business? What have they brought to your business?
I love having the students here at our business. I love their energy. I love teaching them new things. For the most part, we're focusing on really cleanliness. One of the biggest things about a restaurant is health and safety. And so the job that the kids are doing so far is making sure that this place is ready to open between 10 and 11 o'clock in the morning. We open at 11 and they have this place spotless, and they really seem to care. I love the pride in the work. That's been a great thing to watch.
Wonderful. And soon we hope to implement them having some interaction with customers.
Absolutely.
So maybe seating customers soon, which
Yep. So I'm
we're
going to
looking
teach them
forward
where
to
the
it.
tables are, where to bring people to ask what questions to ask if they want to seat inside or outside.
Wonderful.
Having them put the menus together, the dessert menu, utensils, and then making people feel very welcome. That's one of my favorite parts of owning a business, is to make sure people feel really welcome when they come here. And I think the students will do a great job of that first point of contact that sets the stage. If someone's ignored at the front door, it's a bad start. But if someone is welcomed politely and welcome to Sidetrack and finds them a table that's comfortable, that's going to be a great fit for them.
Oh, that's perfect. And have your other employees said anything? How do they feel about working with our students?
They love it. It makes them feel really good that they're working at a company that is helping people with all different abilities learn a trade, learn something that they can take for the rest of their lives. And so I think it actually made them feel more pride in their own job and the company they work for.
Oh, that's great. And lastly, Todd,
Yeah.
how has this program and having workability students here at Sidetrack changed you, or how has it affected you personally?
Well, first, I'm glad you came to me and asked if I would do it. It was, as soon as I heard the idea, I thought, that's fantastic. I worried at first, okay, wait, do I train them? How will it be hard? And it turns out they picked up the skills great. And so it makes me feel a lot of pride in the business. And like I said, the same as the other employees feel, that's the kind of business I want to run, is something that is giving back to the community and seeing someone grow as a person. With, sometimes it's just a job. It's not. It's actually, every experience helps you grow as a person, and I love seeing it. So it feels great.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Todd.
Thanks, Jean.
Isn't that great? And Todd gives our students every year Sidetrack t-shirts and hats, just like Jesse at Meadowlark Dairy does the same thing, and they wear those shirts with such pride when they go to work. These are our local businesses that are currently supporting us and accepting students for work. Our huge get this year was the city of Pleasanton. And with that, we have the Calipe Golf Course, the Senior Center, the library, the Pleasanton Police Department, and El Viso Adobe Community Park. And we didn't have the police department at first, but Chief Swing, when he and I were talking about something else altogether, and he said, hey, I want to be a part of that program. So thank you, Chief. Our 2 students that are working there now once a week love the job. They love it. So these are all the wonderful businesses that have been supporting us over the years. And Ricky? Okay, and here are 2 students at Grocery Outlet creating price tags for the products. And that's it for my portion. Contact me anytime. Jamie and I have brochures up here, and our email addresses and phone numbers are on that. Jamie, thank you.
Thank you. So I guess I'm the pony, right? She's the dog and the pony. So, okay, so I'm, right? You. We decided that.
Yeah.
I said, who's the dog, who's the pony? She said, I go first, so I guess I'm the dog. I love my dog. So why was that? Ooh, I don't know. Okay, thank you, Vanna. I can say that.
Thanks, neighbor.
We go way back. So I'm Jamie Renton. I'm with Pleasanton Adult and Career Education. We are part of the school district, but I don't normally say that because I only work with adults. If I say I'm with the school district, no matter what I say after that, people always go back and say, well, I don't work with, kids. And I'm like, I don't either. So I only work with adults. I take people in my program from all over the Bay Area. Currently have somebody from Tracy, from Brentwood, from Oakland, from Castro Valley, only adults. So this is Michael. He is at Strizzy's. He's answering the phone. He actually works there. They loved him so much, he got a job there. So he's still there. Next slide. Okay, I'm not going to go through all this because if you have insomnia, this is wonderful reading material. Okay, so I highly encourage you to do that. But wait, stop. Click on the here link. I will do that. So I'm not grant funded, but I am funded by 2 state agencies. So the school district doesn't pay like my salary or anything like that. I'm funded completely independently. So these are our current businesses. Fairgrounds is relatively new for us. The newest is Stanford Healthcare Tri-Valley, the hospital, and that is just going. That's really going great. Sunshine Saloon is brand new. Bob is awesome. All these businesses are awesome. So yeah, so that's the list. Always looking for new businesses. Always. Okay, so we do a lot of different things. I'm always trying to find businesses in different industry sectors for my interns, because I try to make it as realistic as possible for my interns, once they're done with my 9-month program, to go out and find a job, and we help them do that matches their interests, skills, and abilities. So I don't want to have 9 restaurants or 3 manufacturers or all retail. I need to find industry businesses that are of a variety. That's why I have a manufacturer. That's why I have groundskeeping. That's why I have custodial work, and I have a retail, and I have a restaurant. I try to match what's out there that they might be interested in. So that's one thing I did want to mention. On childcare, that's really popular. That's Victoria, that's Crown Trophy. And they've been with us since the very beginning, 2018. Even through COVID, they never missed a beat. We love them. And so Victoria was actually part of us helping them set up an invoice database. So she helped them do that, and she got hired by them. So she's currently working with them. So that's, aren't pictures wonderful? Like they just say so much. So next. Typical day, our interns, because they're adults, it's a 9-month program from September through May. They're paid by the regional center. We pay them $16.44 an hour. And so they work for 4 hours each day, Monday through Friday. And then they have a 1 hour class, which is taught by a certificated teacher at our office on Abbey Street, right just down the road from Randy. I see him all the time. And so the class is to teach them the soft skills that we all need. In fact, it's kind of a joke within our businesses that they say, can we send our other employees to your class? Because your interns are learning how to deal with things that happen all the time at work, but really learn how to work through it. So that's a typical day. And each intern has a job coach who is employed by us. But each job coach has 4 interns, so they're not at the job site all the time. It's a 4-to-1 ratio. And then we rely on the business to have a mentor, just like you and I have a boss, well, some of us at work. So it's a realistic situation for them. And so yeah, that's a typical day. I love this picture because this is a DoubleTree hotel, and I like this because it shows very few interns who've worked at DoubleTree have gotten to use this machine, because every intern's different, right? So we take each intern, the job coach, the mentor, and we all decide what are you capable of? What are your interests? What does the business need? Because if it doesn't serve the business, they don't want us back. So that's really the bottom line. I tell everybody, you're like golden to me. So whatever you want, I'm gonna do. But this intern, I think we've been in business, our program since 2018. We've had 3 interns use this machine. And the intern that's there right now is one of them. He's actually even cleaning rooms. They've never had any intern do that. He's killing it. Next. Same thing as Janine. You can read this if you're tired later. Okay. I love this one so much. Okay, this is another Crown Trophy one, but this is so cool because people will often say, well, I don't want to hire somebody with disabilities. It's too expensive. Okay, most accommodations are so inexpensive. So this accommodation is, do you know Jeremy Rosenblatt from Crown Trophy? Yes, those people. Okay, so this intern was putting face plates on this plaque, but he wasn't putting them on straight. I wouldn't put them on straight, honestly, if I was doing it. They'd be crooked. Jeremy would say, Jamie, stop. So Jeremy, I think he probably bought this for like 5 cents, this yellow piece of plastic, right? Created this so that the intern would put the face plates on straight. They use it for everybody, not just the intern. So I love it because it just goes to show that an accommodation for an intern is used by everybody. And that is across the board with all businesses. They all say that. So that's what I love about that one. Okay, I'm checking my time because I'm a former Toastmaster, once a Toastmaster, always a Toastmaster. I'm going to end on time. Okay, these are all fun links. These are fun links. If you don't have insomnia, I encourage you to read this. But one I want to show you is the bottom one. So ABC7 did a story about us in October. One of our interns, the one you saw in the former one with Crown, he works full time at Omron Manufacturing. They loved him so much they hired him full time. So if you can go, if it's gonna ads, that cuts into my time. Okay. Oh my gosh.
I don't know what to do to get past
Go,
that.
you can't. So Tim was, one of his rotations was at Omron, and the mentor was so good. He said, I see mechanical ability in him. I'd like to keep him for another rotation.
We're making parts of a unit, and of course this is the unit, and you gotta use this this wrench.
Tim showed us around his new job at Omron, an electronics company in Pleasanton. What do you think about this place?
I just think it's kind of awesome.
Tim got hired a month ago after excelling as an intern here. Getting that call is still a bit surreal for him.
Realizing that I got hired for a full-timer.
You never thought that was a possibility?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because I thought it would be really impossible since Omron is a really busy company.
He comes to work knowing that his role is vital to build robots. He is part of a team.
Well, it just feels like that I'm starting a new adventure.
And what is the adventure bringing you so far?
Well, becoming an adult and also working with others. It just sort of feels like I'm making friends. I mean, with adult friends.
One of his friends sits right next to him, Joseph Carter.
I do LED lights for the top desk.
Joseph is an intern now, but he's inspired by Tim's story.
Do you like your job?
Yes,
What do you like about it?
working with people and friends.
The one who saw potential both in Tim and Joseph is their mentor, Jesse.
So I gave him a set of tools. He knew what they were. He knew how to handle it. We just kind of grew on that curiosity. We harnessed it.
Pleasanton Adult and Career Education, or PACE for short, is an adult school within the Pleasanton School District that prepares adults with disabilities for the workforce, paying them to intern at different companies. In the last 5 years, about 56 adults with disabilities have learned key skills to find jobs in this community, and this is one of the 25 sites they work with.
And we give them 3 different work experiences. We help them get as many transferable work skills as possible so that they can get a job at the end of the 9-month program that matches what they want to do.
For example, Cole right now is learning to take technical orders, but his dream is a bit different.
Become an executive chef and own my own restaurant.
His mentor understands him.
Feels pretty good. I actually have 2 stepsons that are both autistic and in their 20s.
Turns out Omron is one of the first factories to hire people with disabilities over 50 years ago in Japan.
That factory has more than 50% of the workforce are people with disabilities.
And now Tim is carrying on that legacy in the U.S.
Can you believe this?
I can't.
Well, believe it, it's happening. I'm so proud of you.
Thanks.
This is so cool.
In Pleasanton, Luz Peña, ABC 7 News.
That's so cool. I don't say anything else after that. Just go to the next, we'll just that's another one, go to the next slide, that. I don't need to say anything else. Isn't that so cool? So thank you. If you, what Janine and I really love, everybody asks, what can we do for you? Spread, we want you to support people with disabilities. If you have a way to hire people with disabilities, do so, in the business. Ask us more questions. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, you two. I'm sorry, we're running a little behind today. So if anyone has further questions, please stay after. Yeah, hopefully you have a few minutes. And from personal experience, our eldest son, John, was in the Dublin program, and he worked at Safeway and did very well. So it's an awesome program, and we just need more businesses to support it. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Good. Well, let's do the next item, which is our opportunity drawing. So could you bring that on up, and we'll hopefully pick a winner.
Please pick 2.
Okay, I will try. Let me get my glasses on so I can see the number. Okay. So the first winner is 4113. 13. I say Bill Burke's not here. I don't know. Yeah, okay.
Did you get it?
Oh, we got a loser? Okay, all right. One more ticket? Yep.
We gotta take some blue out.
Okay, and the next one is very close to the first one, 4120. Is that you too, Julio? Oh, we got Mike. Mike's got it. Okay.
So did I win? I got drawn.
Are you feeling like, whoa? Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta get the red one, steal the red one.
And then when I get the red one, do I do something else?
Yeah,
No, you win.
You would have.
Barely got it.
You buy everybody a drink.
That's it. Thank you so much. Awesome. So again, I want to thank you all for coming. Wonderful to meet our new members. Thank you for getting involved with our club, with the Rotary family. You're gonna enjoy. There's so much things that we do in our community. I want to remind you to please go back and get your free shirt before you go. Okay, so on that note, I'm going to adjourn the meeting.